While I'm here, I am reading When Things Fall Apart, Heart Advice for Difficult Times by Kama Chodron. And I can't say enough about it. It is so good.
You do that, really reach your left heel towards the back edge. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale. Thread the needle. Big twist here. Right fingertips come in underneath the left arm. Big stretch. Great, here we go. Nice and slow. Careful not to rush this. Inhale, reach up. Massaging the internal organs.
I'm measuring this with my heart. I'm not counting calories or anything because I'm not necessarily, well, I am trying to lose weight. I'm at a point in my life where I'm a little uncomfortable. But I just sort of measure it based upon how many carbs I feel like I might need to fuel. And it's probably about half cup of muesli, I guess. And it looks like it has some oats, some quinoa flakes, some raisins, sunflower seeds, a little ashwagandha, 1 teaspoon. For stress and stuff, because you know it'd be like that, and some creatine for cognitive function, because you know it also be like that. I want to be as healthy for as long as I can, mentally and physically, and I've lost it for a little while, but I'm trying to return to my physical health and mental health. So I'm taking this time for me to do that. I'm so lucky that I get to do that. I carved this time out for myself. So while I do consider myself lucky, it's also a big financial sacrifice on my part by leaving my job and doing this for myself. But I think it's worth it. So that's what I'm doing. So let's make my muesli for the morning, I guess. Got my tea rocking and rolling. I had these cherries with some yogurt last night. It was delicious. So I did say that I'm using this time to return to my health, and I've sort of lost my physical health along the way. Never probably had my mental health. Not that I'm, worse or better than anyone else, Sometimes I don't go to the gym because I fear judgment from others. What will they think of me? I don't look my best. Even when I did look my best, I still had those thoughts. I realized that comes from maybe some bullying as a child. Fear of not being liked. Why do I even entertain the judgment of children and adults? I was bullied by adults too. But obviously they were bullying because they didn't know any better and they didn't have any emotional intelligence. So it's like, why do I still hold on to that? I'm 46 years old, 46. There's no reason to hold on to that anymore. Yeah, that's giving me a little bit of power. Just sort of every time I start thinking about myself negatively, if my body doesn't look good enough, for who? You know what I mean? So every time I have those thoughts, I've been trying to say, thoughts. Those are thoughts. Those are thoughts that I have. Nobody's judging me right now. Nobody cares. You know what I mean? Nobody's affording that much energy to me. They're not thinking about me that way. And if they are, then that just goes to show where their emotional intelligence is. And that sort of ability to let go of that negativity and just assign it as what it is just a thing, thoughts that I've created. It allows me to just let it fly out the window. So it's giving me a little bit of power. It's by disregarding their power, I'm giving myself power. And I feel strong, you know, I'm mentally a little bit stronger, and then I can go to the gym knowing like I'm here for me, not here for anybody else. And their thoughts or their judgments don't hold any power over me because it's little, it's tiny. And if you think about it, this that I'm holding on to, this pain or whatever, that comes from when I was small, you know what I mean? So why would I hold on to something for so long that came from when I was a child, you know, and oftentimes was literal children that caused me so much pain. It's unnecessary. So why would I be afraid to go to the gym now? Because children harmed me when I was young, you know? I'm not gonna let that happen anymore. Passaterum assinatura de un mês. Passaterum assinatura de un mês. Passaterum assinatura de un mês. Passaterum assinatura de un mês.
Menos frito com batatas, jogador com coelho. Estava olhando para as ostras.
Okay, good morning, bon dia. Let's do another market haul. Today I used no English again, and I got these apples. I have no idea what kind they are, but I will flash the name of them because I really like them, and they remind me of some apples that I get at Snell Farm. I think they're called like golden russet or something like that because they're like potatoes, and these do have the skin of like potatoes, so that's really cool. And they're from Portugal. And then I got 5 of these little pears, also from Portugal. And I love them because they're so small, and at home in the US, you know, like all of the apples and pears and everything are just all genetically modified and gigantic. And these are all, like every apple was about this size, every pear was about this size. So I think that that's really cool. And then I got a cabbage, cove, I think is how you say it. A little one, which is nice. I've got a lemon and 2 Portuguese tomatoes. I'm gonna have one of these for lunch today. I also bought for later on, and I don't know why, I just want to try something new every week as far as like sweets go. And I'm not in the mood lately at all for overly sweet things, but I'll try a piece of this, and it looks like an apple tart that you would get in France, but they coat the sides with coconut, and then I'm not sure what's underneath. I think it's pretty traditional, the rest of it, with the applesauce underneath and the flaky pastry. So I'll try a piece of that later. I also bought some buns for later. I have that usually at lunch with like tomato and some lettuce and maybe a little piece of that cheese that was left here as a gift for me. I also am pretty sure I got taken for a hot ride today at the market. Everybody else was so kind, and I don't have my numbers down, you know, especially when they speak them to me. I'm not like translating them to the correct amount. So if I know about how much it is, I'll hold my coins out, because you know they're like $2 one or €2, €1, and then all the change coins. So I'll hold my hand out if I don't understand what they're saying, and they'll pick out the coins that they need, and they're so nice, and they're like, wait 1 minute, and they give me change and everything, so that's really sweet. But then I stopped at a fish stall, and I got courageous enough to order some fish. However, they weren't like scaling, like I didn't buy a fish, I bought I think it's cuttlefish, stuffed cuttlefish, so I'll show you that. And I didn't understand what she was saying for the numbers, and so I was thinking it was about €10 or something like that, or under, and she's like, no, more, you know, more. So it ended up being €22, and I feel like that's a lot of money, although they are pretty hefty, but I'm pretty sure I got taken for a ride, so that's okay. I'll be more careful next time and make sure I get the quanto custa, how much is it, before I have her put it in the container, because I think €22 is far too much for that. But you know what? Lesson learned, you know? Not every day is gonna be a win. Although I'm not unhappy. I'm excited to try it. I think it's filled with like onions and salsa. I don't know what salsa is. So I have to look that up, probably peppers of some sort. Yeah, so I'll check that out later. So I'm trying the famous wine from Setubal. It's a Moscatel de Setubal, and I've already snuck a little sip of it. It is sweet, but Moscatels are usually a little bit sweet. I see that people sometimes make a sangria with it, so I thought I would throw an orange and a lime in it in hopes that that can help out a little bit. So let's give it a shot. Good. It's good. It tastes like Moscatel grapes, that's for sure, but it is so sweet. It is so sweet. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it. Okay, update. I put some tonic water in it. It's not as bad. Cheers.